Well, let's attempt to continue our conversation with Jacques Weber, the Chief Operating Officer of Inospace, the logistics park company that provides services for businesses. They're suggesting that there should be some kind of subsidy to help businesses get off the grid or to provide at least some electricity during load shedding. All right, Jacques, good afternoon. We'll try again. What kind of subsidy would you be looking at? Would this be just to help people with electricity?
So definitely, if you look at what are the needs of any business, it's to operate during the time where you're out of the power supply for anywhere up to 2.5 hours. In certain parts of the country, the grid does not restore necessarily after 2 hours. And the only way that you can get access to power is through solar or inverters and such equipment, but all of that comes at an exceptionally high cost.
The ANC has actually suggested that organizations, government should subsidize basically getting solar panels for people and for companies. I mean, you would support something like that. It seems you and the ANC are not very far apart here.
So in terms of the strategy, we are 100%. It needs to be implemented. It can't just be talk. And as of today, Stephen, there are hundreds and thousands of companies that are literally sitting in the dark as they move through their stage 5 and 6 load shedding.
For a lot of companies, the obvious point would be to work together. Now, an inverter is not going to help more than one building. Neither is a small generator. Bigger generators will. And the scale of different companies working together to perhaps all buy the same solar installation, use the battery pack when you need to, I mean, that would be something that would work, wouldn't it?
So definitely, I think there always is in times of crisis the partnership between public and private, and then again partnerships between private and private. Working together has always shown through many, many crises that this country has had that it does bear the fruits of a success. I think one also has to be careful when you mention, and you mentioned the word generator, and I was actually hoping you would, because what you are finding for small and medium enterprises, the cost of running a generator is excess. We've just seen today one of the retailers come out and say that due to load shedding and the cost of diesel, they are having to hike up food prices.
It was ShopRite Checkers, and they're spending an unbelievable amount of money on generators every day. We know that companies are going bust because of a lack of electricity. We all know that. There was the famous Sowetan front page. But we also know that government doesn't have much money. So I think most people would agree with you. They would jump at the chance to get some kind of subsidy from government. Any ideas on where the money should come from, Jacques?
So it's the same question as government saying is where must the money come to fill up the diesel generators that Eskom is running on now because of the capacity issues. I'm almost saying that look at a tax rebate or do it on your tax fiscus, because that will allow you to take a lesser tax if you go in and purchasing certain equipment. That is not necessarily, obviously it affects the income of government, but that is one quick way to ensure that you can allow companies to access the equipment needed. If they come out with a relief policy or a subsidy policy, we've seen from traditional matters such as COVID, how long that actually takes to implement, and then to get it to the actual SMEs themselves can take on another 6 or 7 or 8 months. And unfortunately, many businesses just do not have that time.
Jacques Weber, thanks very much indeed. CEO of Inospace, really do appreciate the time.